Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Sports Performance and Mindset Reset. We have a good workout plan for today. Today is our strength day. So if you have a set of dumbbells, great, go ahead and grab those because we are going to need them. If you don't have dumbbells, that's okay. You can always do the movements without them. But I do always recommend having two sets. So one heavier and one lighter. And then we're going to be working for 40 seconds and rest or transition for 20. And we're going to go through that 3 times, and then we'll go into our cool down and our mindset reset. So I'm going to go ahead and get started demonstrating everything that we're going to be doing. So the first thing we are going to start off with is a sumo squat into an upright row. So with that, we're going to be nice and wide here for our squats, our toes pointed slightly out. We're going to have those dumbbells in front of us. We're going to squat down, and as we stand up, we're going to bring it up towards our chest. So it's really important here that the elbows stay above the wrists and then right back down into the upright row. So stay nice and tall, chest is nice and proud. And then after that, we're going to do some dumbbell alternating snatches here. So we're going to have one dumbbell in between our feet, and we are going to squat down. So our hips are going back and down, and then we're going to stand up, elbow comes up, straight overhead and back down to the other side. So it's very similar to that upright row, but then we go straight up overhead after that. So that is going to be the second movement. And then after that, we're going to grab both of our dumbbells. I set that down, and we're going to do Romanian deadlifts here. We're going to do 4 seconds down, 4 seconds up. So having those dumbbells in front of us, we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So really making sure as we come up, we're really driving those heels into the ground to stand all the way up. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and do a goblet squat with a pause at the bottom. So we're going to have that dumbbell right underneath our chin. My hair keeps hitting me in the face. Okay, there we go. It's gone. So then we're going to do a pause at the bottom here. So feet hip width apart, coming all the way down, pausing for a second, and then right back up. So coming down, pause, standing back up. So that's going to be the fourth thing. And then lastly, we're going to grab that other dumbbell, and we're going to do alternating overhead presses here. So having those dumbbells at our shoulders, one arm at a time, going up, back down, then up again and back down. So making sure we're keeping that core nice and tight so we're standing up tall. So that is going to be our circuit for today. So we can go ahead and get started with our warm-up here. And we are going to start off on the ground here. And we're going to be on our hands and knees. And we are going to do a little bit of opening up through the spine first. So I'm going to take my right hand. I'm going to inhale, reach through in between my left arm, left leg. And then we're going to exhale, opening up. And inhaling, reaching through. And exhaling, opening up. And one more, inhaling, reaching through. And exhaling, opening up. And then let's go ahead and plant that right hand back under our shoulder. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So inhale, reach through. Exhale, open up. And inhale, reach through. And exhale, open up. And one more, inhale, reach through. And exhale, opening up. And then we can go ahead and plant that hand. And then we're going to go ahead and come up into a half kneeling position here. We're going to do a little bit of hip flexor hamstring. So We're going to do that a few times on each side. So we're going to tuck that pelvis. So bring the butt to the belly button. We're going to lock that in nice and tight. Squeeze the glute of the knee that's on the ground. We're going to start to push those hips forward. So only going as far as we feel that stretch. Push that knee into the ground. Pull away with our hips. And exhale, straighten that front leg, toes to the ceiling. Glutes are coming back into that hamstring stretch. Breathing into that tightness, we're gonna go ahead, exhale back to hip flexor. So tuck that pelvis, squeeze the glute, push those hips forward. Nice big deep belly breath. And we're gonna exhale, rock back, toes to the ceiling. Nice big deep breath. And then we're gonna go ahead and exhale into our last one. So going further into the stretch a little bit deeper this time, squeeze that glute. Nice big deep belly breath, and we're going to exhale, rock back into that hamstring stretch. And on our next exhale, we can go ahead and release out of that, and we can move to the other side. So switching our knees and feet. Same checklist here. We're going to tuck that pelvis, squeeze the glute. We're going to start to bring those hips forward. Nice big deep belly breath, keeping that core nice and tight. And we're going to exhale, rock back, toes to the ceiling, getting as close to the leg as we can. Nice big deep breaths here. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, rock back into hip flexor. So keep that glute squeeze, push those hips a little bit further than we did the first time. We drive that knee into the ground and pull away with the hips, getting that nice stretch on that hip. And we're going to exhale, rock back, toes to the ceiling. Now a little bit closer to that front leg. And let's go ahead, exhale, rock back, hip flexor. This is our last one here. So push those hips forward, keep that glute squeezed. And we're going to exhale, rock back into that hamstring stretch. And we can go ahead and release out of that after our next exhale. And I think we are ready to rock and roll. So getting those dumbbells ready, we're going to work for 40 seconds and rest / transition for 20. I'm going to go ahead and get the timer started here. We're going to start with those sumo squats into our upright rows. 3, 2, 1, and go. So grab those dumbbells and feet are nice and wide. We're going to squat down, come up. So driving those elbows up as if we had a plane of glass at our shoulders. We're going to break that glass as we come up. Drive the elbows, making sure that we're feeling that in our shoulders here. Exhale as we power through. So as we exert ourselves, we want to exhale. 3, 2, 1. All right, nice job. We're going to set one dumbbell down in between our feet, and we're going to do our alternating dumbbell snatches here. So we're going to have our feet hip width apart. We're bringing those hips all the way down. We're exploding up using our legs here. 3, 2, 1. So we're squatting. We don't want to bend forward. We want to use those knees. So squat down as we stand up, elbow, and then the hand. Let's hit the fan on that one. So use those legs to help the arms. All one motion. So we're here, drive the elbow, and then flipping up. So legs really drive through whole foot, explode up and back down. So this is all one motion, nice and explosive here. Keeping that core tight. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up, we have our Romanian deadlifts. So 4 seconds down, 4 seconds up. My throat is dry today. Let's just drop that everywhere. 3, 2, 1. So we're taking 4 seconds down, keeping our core nice and tight. So inhale 4 seconds down, exhale 4 seconds up. So as we stand up, really drive those heels into the ground, push the ground away. That's what's going to help us activate the correct muscles here. We're pushing those hips back like we're closing a door, going down until our hips are done, and then coming right back up. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have our goblet squats with a pause at the bottom. So we only need 1 dumbbell. We're alternating today between 1 dumbbell, 2, 1, 2. It's a good time. I didn't even notice that until right now. All right, we're getting ready for the goblet squats. 3, 2, 1. So feet hip width apart here. So normal stance. We're coming all the way down, pausing for a second at the bottom, standing back up. So keeping the butt towards the belly button, lock that in with the core. Knees are tracking out past the second toe, pushing through the ground with the whole foot, standing all the way back up. So it's explosive. We're exhaling as we stand up. Really focus on pushing the ground away. It's going to help us activate those glutes properly. 3, 2, 1. All right, last up, we have the alternating overhead presses. So we're going to grab both our dumbbells, 1 arm at a time, going up. We're going to alternate. And then we'll start back at the top with our sumo squat to upright row. 3, 2, 1. So dumbbells at the shoulders. Exhale, extend up overhead. Keep that core engaged. So butt to the belly button, lock it in as if someone is going to punch you in the stomach. This is a lot harder after training just to failure this morning. This is not feeling so hot. So I'm just going to move nice and slow here. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right. So we're going to start back at the top with our sumo squats into our upright row. So we're going to grab both our dumbbells again. We have that nice wide stance, toes slightly out. 3, 2, 1. So nice and wide, squat down. Keep those knees right over the arch of our foot. So knees are still coming a little bit forward. If you see from this angle here, my butt is going back, my chest is staying up, and then I'm standing all the way up here. So pushing through the heels, exhaling as we come up. Really drive those elbows like we're breaking that plane of glass. 3, 2, 1. All right, get rid of 1 dumbbell. We're going to do our snatches first, or next, I should say, in between the foot. It feels really nice to roll my foot out like this on here. 3, 2, 1. So feet hip width apart here, squat down, drive up. So all one motion. Same thing, we got that plane of glass right here. We're going to break that plane with the elbow. So it's elbow first and then hand up. It can be a little bit of a difficult movement, but the more you do it, the better you get at it, which is true of anything we do. Consistency is key to progress. 3, 2, 1. All right. We have our 404 Romanian deadlifts next. So 4 seconds down, 4 seconds up. All right. Grabbing those dumbbells, getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So here we go. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We keep that pelvis tucked. Our core is engaged as we come down, keeping that back nice and flat. And then push the ground away as we come up. 3, 2, 1. All right. We have our Goblet Paw Squats next. And then we'll do our overhead presses, and then we'll be right back at the top for our last round. 3, 2, 1. So feet are hip width. That inside part of the knee is going to track right over my second toe. So we're come all the way down as far as we can while keeping that pelvis tucked. We want to make sure that our pelvis is not rocking back and forth at the bottom. So butt to belly button, lock that in. Power up. So we got heel, big toe, and little toe pushing through the ground as we stand up. If you're having trouble getting into that position, a couple things to do is not go down as far. 3, 2, 1. The other thing would be to step on something so that your heels are slightly off the ground. It can help our mobility get into the place that we need to for squats there. All right, we got our alternating overhead presses coming up next. 3, 2, 1. So dumbbells at the shoulders, one arm at a time coming up, back down. Exhaling as we press overhead. You see from this angle, my butt is locked to my belly button with my core. If we're starting to arch at the top, that means the weight is a little bit too heavy, so we got to drop down. We want to be able to lift the weight without arching that low back. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got one more round. And then we'll go ahead and cool down and do our mindset reset. Get ready for the weekend. It's gonna be a good time. All right, getting ready, sumo squats, 3, 2, 1. So we're sitting nice and wide. Dumbbells in the center, squat down. We'll lift those, lift. We wanna drive the elbows, so break that glass at your shoulders with your elbows. This is gonna help us work on our arm strength. And it was a different explosive movement than squat to press, because I feel like we do that quite often. So I wanted to mix it up here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have our dumbbell snatches. So getting that dumbbell, one dumbbell on the ground in between our feet. 3, 2, 1. So feet around the dumbbell, squat down, drive the elbow straight up and back down. We're squatting, we're not bending. So from this angle here, I'm not picking the dumbbell up like this. Okay, that's gonna hurt ourselves. We are bringing our butt down and back, driving up and back down. So we are squatting at the bottom, chest up, drive through the whole foot, and then back down. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have Romanian deadlifts. 4 seconds down, 4 seconds up. I feel like the snatches are a little bit of cardio, but that is for next week. 3, 2, 1. Picking up those dumbbells. 4 seconds down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So keeping that tempo. Keeping that pelvis tucked, pushing the ground away, which means we're going to use those glutes and hamstrings. My hamstrings are dead from this morning. As you might be able to tell, I can't stand all the way back up. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up we have goblet squats with that pause at the bottom. And then we do have our, we're finishing out with those alternating overhead presses. We're getting ready for our pause squats here. 3, 2, 1. So dumbbell under the chin, feet hip width apart. Next week will be cardio week, and Coach Jonathan will be taking over in this time slot for class, as well as the Thursday total body strength. So you'll get something a little different from him, which is always nice to switch it up. Very much so helps me out there too. 3, 2, 1. All right, last up we have our alternating overhead presses. And then we're gonna go onto the ground for our cool down after. All right, we're getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So one arm at a time, keeping that core locked in place. Exhaling as we come up. Awesome. Keeping that core tight. We're almost there. Final few seconds of the workout here today. 3, 2, 1. That is going to be it for this circuit today. Nice job. Grab a sip of water if you need it. And I'm going to tilt my camera. We're going to make our way onto the ground. We're going to be on our backs here for our cool down. So we're going to start off on our sides. Sorry, I said back. I really meant side. We're just going to calm our bodies down and bring some awareness to it for our mindset reset as we do pretzel. So on our sides here, head on the ground, or you can grab a pillow, something to make it a little bit more comfortable for your head. From here, we're going to take that top leg up, over, and across. Knee and ankle stay on the ground. Bottom arm grabs onto that top knee. And then with our top hand, we are going to reach back and grab onto our bottom foot or ankle. And we're going to inhale to prepare. And we're going to exhale, opening up that top shoulder towards the ground. So from here, with each exhale, you're sinking further into the ground. We're intentionally relaxing every muscle in our bodies. I know I talk about intent a lot when we are training, so during the circuits, which is always important, making sure we're targeting the proper muscles so we get the most out of the movement. But we also need to make sure we are recovering with intent as well. So we are focusing on all the tight aspects of our bodies in this position. We are breathing into those tight areas and taking it a step further. We're going to picture our tight muscles, what they look like, what they might look like. And we're picturing them fully relaxing. This visualization technique is great for, visioning our goals where we want to be, but it's also great when we want to, maybe have something occur in the body. So we're going to visualize ourselves and our muscles fully relaxed. We're letting go of tension. We're letting go of stress right now. We are aware of what is bothering us in our bodies today. Let's go ahead and do one more deep breath on this side. And after we have finished that exhale, you can gently release that bottom leg. We're going to go ahead and flip over onto the other side here. So switching sides, same checklist here. So I'm going to take my top leg up, over, and across, bottom hand on top of the knee. And then with the bottom leg grabbing onto the foot or ankle. Inhaling as we prepare. And exhaling, opening on up. So this again is where we bring more awareness to the body. We're starting to notice maybe this side has different tight areas. But we're going to go through the same thing. So we're picturing whatever area is tight, picturing it relaxing fully with each exhale. We want to release any and all tightness we feel in the body today. Visualize yourself, all of your muscles relaxing with each exhale. Great job, everyone. Let's go ahead and do one more big deep breath here. And once we've finished that exhale, we can gently release the bottom leg. You can roll over onto your stomach to get to your hands and knees. Take your time. You're also more than welcome to stay on the ground. But that is going to be all the time I have for this class today. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel nice and reset after that nice stretching and visualizing our bodies relax. It always feels really nice. We do have one more class today. We got Functional Fitness Friday coming up with Jonathan. And then next week, we're right back to our normal schedule. And we do have our Winter Warrior program starting on Monday. So that's really exciting. And we got a few more exciting things coming down the road. So keep an eye out for all of our things we got going on, but great job today, and I'll see y'all soon.